Hello, this is 13 with Spirit Mobile by 13. Today we get to play with Jeff's 22 Dodge Challenger. We did the radio replacement, got to do another exciting Android operating system Chinese radio for the SRT Challenger Hellcat. This radio is an entire dash replacement, so it is this entire piece that goes all the way around there. Got this nice little silver bezel there. Relocates the AC vents down into this lower section. It's got ductwork that goes behind the scenes and relocates it from over here, and it comes out down there. It is integrated with the CAN bus system of the car, so as soon as we turn it on, as you can see, it pops right up. So this is the main screen that shows up when you start up. We do have air conditioning controls, so if I tap on that, it'll actually turn on the AC. Full disclosure, I did go into the settings and change it to US Fahrenheit, and it did not change on the screen, so it is what it is on that apparently. In the car settings, you do have all of these options, and as long as you don't care about spelling errors, you should be pretty happy because the display and the brake is definitely tweaking my OCD. Since it's Android Auto, we do of course have apps, so you can go on the internet, you can use Facebook. Why would you want to do that unless you want to get upset about political things? Got Google Maps. Steering wheel controls is interesting because although the steering wheel controls work naturally just from the CAN bus system, you can reprogram the buttons, so that is beneficial if you feel the need to do that. With the Play Store, of course, you can download other things and do whatever you want. You can install, of course, YouTube or like the Netflix app or something like that, you know. So steering wheel controls work. Our volume button down here works. This button works. All of that works. So it is fully integrated. It is, of course, a much larger screen. We like that. Pulling up the audio player, we've got built-in Britney Spears, thank goodness. I'm Not Yet a Woman, which is Jeff's favorite song, but built into this, we can also pull up a full EQ, which is fancy. And then also My Prerogative, also another hot song from Britney Spears. Thank you, China, for that one. Don't fully understand that.
Britney's fucking big in China.
All right, this unit does come with Apple Carplay, which is wireless. We can pull that up with the T-Link, as you see. Ooh, wow. And so all of the fabulous things associated with Apple CarPlay are available through this unit. You can click on that, and look at that. We've got the built-in navigation. And oh, Tom Jones is what Jeff is listening to today. Okay, not Britney Spears this time around. All right, and exiting out Apple CarPlay. All right, so I'm going to start the car so I can show you that the backup camera does actually work. So shifting into reverse makes that pop up right there. We do have the guidelines that, as you can see, still interact with the CAN bus system. They turn, so we like that. That factory feature is retained. If I open a door, see, it'll tell me, so we know that that happens as well. All right, to be clear, that backup camera was not a plug-and-play solution. There are no instructions with this radio install. However, this is apparently the cable that the manufacturer thinks is going to feed video input from this FACRA plug into the aftermarket head unit, and this is not used. The backup camera signal on this particular vehicle and this particular trim is in the main black plug. Pins 31 and 32 are what you want for your signal and your return. So you'll need to cut an RCA end and splice into these. This is the 4G antenna that we did not install. You can buy a SIM card in order to have your unit be a Wi-Fi hotspot. If you don't want your unit to be the Wi-Fi hotspot, you can of course use your phone instead. This is the factory screen, and in case you were just curious what the back of that looked like, one of those 5 FACRA plugs is your AM/FM antenna. 2 of them are cell phone, 1 is GPS, and the other is not used on this radio. The USB port on this radio is not retained. It comes with 2 new USB ports, which I ran into the glove box, and this is the original dash. So you retain that AC vent, but these 2 AC vents come out and they just go with the dash piece. Overall, I wouldn't rate this as a particularly difficult radio install, but it did take much longer than anticipated because of the fact that there were a lot of things that didn't work right off the bat. The most important, of course, being the backup camera. The downside on this radio is that although they designed a lot of things really well on it, they do not take into consideration where all of those wires are going to be jammed behind this screen. So after you install your AC duct relocation vents or whatever, you're going to find yourself in quite a predicament where you have bundles of gross wires and you don't know where to jam them. So in that sense, that is usually where these Android manufacturers cut corners, is they just don't really think things through, and the installation ends up getting a little jumbled behind the scenes and it doesn't look very pretty. Right now, it's really trying hard to connect to Jeff's phone, and he's outside wandering around the warehouse right now, so that's why it's like looping around. Oh, there he is coming in. The fit and finish of this product is actually really impressive. It doesn't seat in very securely, but it is in very well enough where it's not going to be falling out or whatever. The reveals look good. It's kind of almost like a press fit. It comes with clips, but they don't really seat very well. They're well enough. Let's listen to Britney Spears. That'll make me feel better. Depending on your skill sets and capabilities, this may or may not be considered DIY friendly. If you have a different trim package where your antenna does actually come through one of those Facra plugs, then this is essentially a plug and play installation. However, for me, it certainly was not. But other than finding places to jam all those wires and having to connect in that backup camera input to the existing OEM wiring harness, everything else about this was pretty straightforward and easy enough. Client paid somewhere around $1,400 for this thing, shipped directly from China, and of course you have to be willing to overlook some certain spelling mistakes there. There are other options on the market that are worth considering, but ultimately this worked out well enough. That's all I gotta say on this. Pricing and product information is gonna be in the video description. As always, thank you so much for watching. This is 13 with Superior Mobile by 13. I'll talk to you later. Bye.